Hi, Pac Northwest Conference. This is Jill Riley coming to you from Billings, Montana, and I'm with Kurt Notehelfer coming to you from Sumner, Faith Covenant Church in Sumner. Hi, Kurt. How are you?
Good. How are you, Joe?
I'm doing good, and I'm ready for fall and enjoying the turning of the leaves and all that.
Yes, and we're in the midst of our busy fall launch season in ministry. I'm sure everyone is feeling the crunch right now with all of the
Yes.
new things that have come online,
Yes, and once you get stabilized from the fall rush, you hit the holidays.
right? Yeah.
Well, listen, the reason why we are connecting today is because I wanted to talk to you a little bit about this compassion clinic that you guys have been a part of for the past several years. Faith Covenant Sumner has acted as a host for this compassion clinic. So, can you tell us just a little bit about this project?
Yeah, absolutely. It's really nothing that I've had anything to do with. It's been a lay-led passion in our church from some key leaders who connected us with an organization called Compassion Washington. And Compassion Washington has had this vision for bringing together Christian medical, dental practitioners, people with services that often low income or people without insurance need in the community. And so we agreed to be the host location on our campus, but we were also a part of a group of six churches who were anchor churches who helped
Okay.
support the event financially, having key volunteer teams who helped the setup, hosting, and then the takedown. And then we also invited other churches from the community to also send volunteers and to participate. And so we've had 9 or 10 churches each year who have been a part. So it's been really a love, effort of the local church in our community. And each year we've had, at least 100, if not a little bit more volunteers of people who've been serving
Wow.
to be able to provide, dental services. We have doctors who set up exam rooms and they can provide, physical exams or check out things that people maybe are concerned about medically. This year, we have one of our staff members who's a hairdresser, and she offered haircuts for people who would like to have their hair styled. So it's just
Did
been
they
kind of
cut
a.
your hair?
They did not cut my hair.
Oh, okay.
I'm very particular about the way my hair is cut, so I usually prefer to do that myself.
Oh, okay. Well, you said that your gymnasium is covered in dental chairs. How many dentists and hygienists do you have working at a time?
I would say there's probably about 8 dental chairs. They kind of set them up in banks facing away from each other in the middle of the gym. So there's usually plenty of space for people to come in and have tooth extractions, root canals. They've done crowns, all kinds of things that can be, quite pricey, but also very painful if you can't have that done. And then we also have had a prayer room where if people, when they come, would like to be prayed for, we have a team of people who are willing to pray for them and to hear
Mhm.
more about what's going on for them, personally and spiritually as well.
You said the food bank comes in also?
Yeah, our local food bank brings food over. So if they're in need of groceries or any kind of canned goods, they can leave with some groceries in hand. And then we also let them know more about the food bank that's open,
Mhm.
throughout the year, every year, where they can get other resources through the food bank as well. So that's been a good partnership also.
So tell me, how has this raised your church's awareness of the needs in the community?
Yeah, I think I mean, we've been aware that the need is out there, but this puts a name and a face to people who are in our community in a way that you just don't get from hearing a statistic, right?
Yes.
When you're here and the doors are open and people come walking in, one of the things that we do is as they register for the day or for whatever opportunities they're going to take advantage of, they get partnered with a host and the host kind of walks with them through their experience for the day. So there's opportunities to hear personal stories, to get to know them, to figure out if there are ways that we can, be a blessing to them beyond just the services we're providing. And so I think it really does make the needs personal
Hmm.
because you see the people and you get to know the little bit of their story. And then we can also share some of that with the congregation who can't maybe be there to volunteer, but they can hear more about the ways that people's lives are being impacted through what we're providing in just opening our doors and networking with other believers to provide,
Absolutely.
what we
And you
have.
mentioned being involved with several other churches in the community. How has that affected just how you do ministry, being interconnected with so many other congregations?
Yeah, I wish I could say it has, turned into more interactions between the compassion clinics, but at least at that one time a year, we do have an opportunity to be together. We gather with all of the volunteers the night before on a Friday night, and we have a time of connection and prayer. We talk about how we are one church, and we get to hear some stories of, the other partner churches that are with us. And so it is at least a glimpse of what we could do more of
Right.
as, as the beloved community in our area. One of the things that we have talked about too is we are at the south end of the 100 or 167 freeway corridor, in the South Seattle area. And we'd love to maybe offer to help other churches come together and partner to do similar kinds of things in
Hmm.
their area. So we'd love to even just partner with other covenant churches that might not be close to us in terms of, the day of.
Compassion Washington, that is obviously not just specific to Sumner. It goes all the way through the state.
It does, yeah. It's more of a regional ministry, and I would suspect they even have partnerships outside of the state of Washington. And they do more than just medical and dental ministry. They also have a large part of what they do is working with victims of human trafficking and working with women who have come out of those kinds of situations to care for them, to reestablish a healthy foundation for living and get them back into life in some healthy ways. So there are opportunities that some of the people in our church have also become a part of through Compassion Washington that has come out of our connection specifically with the clinic also.
So, if other covenant churches in the state are interested, can they contact you and get information on maybe starting a similar compassion clinic in their area?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to have a conversation with anybody who has questions or is interested, and I can also connect them with, our leaders who have been the spearhead of getting it going for us as well. I know they would be more than happy to talk more about our experience and Compassion Washington broadly, and I can get you the information too on, the link to their website and ways that
Great.
people can, research more on their own as well.
And this year, how many clients do you think you helped?
I think the first year we were at about 75. I think the second year we hit 100. And then this year we've seen less. We're thinking that the immigration issue going on in the country right now may have impacted people's willingness to come out for the clinic. We're assuming this may be a one-off year, but we'll be evaluating, whether the needs are being met in other ways than the clinic, or if the need is still as high as it was in past years. But yeah, it's been about 100 people each year, which we have felt is significant in our, smaller area of the broader Seattle
Yeah.
metro.
Well, that's amazing. Well, we will post information on getting a hold of you and getting a hold of Compassion for people that want to know more and potentially want to start a similar ministry. So, thank you so much for sharing and for giving us a glimpse into ministry there. And we just are so honored that you would spend the time to do that.
You bet. Thank you, Jill. It's been fun to be together.